Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Pointless Exercise Podcast. Even though we're deep into the off season, we're going to talk about all the exciting moves that the Cubs
Deep
have
in the
already
abyss.
made and are going to make, and it's going to be great. And so, with me to talk about it is our buddies Oleg and Praz. And hey, Praz, is the other podcast on hiatus, or are you guys also doing them?
We did plan to do one this week. I don't know if my partner John's work schedule will allow. Also, with a holiday week, we'll probably shoot for next Monday night to record. But Bums in the Bleachers, Chicago Sports Bums, comes out during the season, usually every Monday or Tuesday night, kind of off season as news breaks. And, you know, there hasn't really been much Cubs news, but we'll cover some tonight.
What are you? Whoa.
Well, you know, if you're, huh? Whoa.
I said no. I'm not much Cubs news. What?
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of exciting stuff. But if you don't feel like it's exciting enough, how about you just relive the glory days of the Cubs?
Yes.
In 2016 with the Immortals, or 2003, 2004 with Great Until It Wasn't.
Yeah.
On sale now at Amazon. And people have actually been buying it. It's amazing. And one thing I talked about in the newsletter, because I'm unable to autograph your books, and I'm sure you all want me to autograph your books. Once you buy the book, or just lie to me and send me the thing, you can email me. If you go to distribute.com/books, you can read about the books. You can order a book plate, and they are these little things right here that look kind of like the cover of the Immortals. And I will sign them. And if you buy both books, I'll send you two, and then you can stick them where the book stick them in your book, not up your ass.
Where the book.
But if you want, I'm not going to judge.
So wait, are they're stickers, and you stick them on top?
They're stickers. And you could use it. You could leave the back. I can use it as a bookmark if you want.
Yeah.
But they are stickers, and so book plates are designed to, like, you know, there's usually a page. Like if I was having a book signing, then I would probably sign like this, page 4. It's blank.
Yeah.
But instead, you could just take this. You could just stick that in there.
Oh, I got you. Okay. All right.
Or if you want, just use it as a bookmark.
Yeah.
They're free. You've already paid for the book. I'm not going to make you pay for my thing. And all for you smart guys, I don't sign my autograph the way I sign legal documents. So this forgery will not work.
I was hoping to put that on a check.
Learned that a long time ago. If you're going to be a massive celebrity like me, you have to have an alternative signature.
I'd never thought of that. That's you're probably right? Like, you know, Tom Hanks.
Yeah, actually, I worked for a guy who was the head of a medical school, and he had a letter in like the magazine we would put out, and he signed it differently than he signed his legal stuff.
Okay.
And I looked at him one time and I said, that's not how you sign everything. He's like, no, I'm not dumb enough to sign it with the way I endorse checks.
Yeah. Right.
I'm like, oh, okay. So there you go.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and assume that one viral video we all saw of some fan in Buffalo trying to hassle Connor Bedard for an autograph the other night was trying to do it for forgery purposes, not to actually get a puck signed by him.
I didn't see that video.
It's going around, you know, the usual social sites of.
Was it that Jerry guy from Barstool? Was that the guy? Remember, he got all pissed off that
Jersey
Justin
Jerry
Fields wouldn't sign an autograph for him. It's like he was like the one adult and around a bunch of kids, and Justin signed for the kids and looked at them like, "Go away." Wasn't him.
No, it was not him.
So anyway, there's a new Cub.
Yeah. Yep.
And he's an old Cardinal. When has that ever gone poorly for the Cubs?
It's usually gone relatively well. No?
Aaron Miles.
Gary
was really good.
Yeah.
Who's the best former Cardinal? Rogers Hornsby.
Yeah.
Well, your favorite player was a Cardinal at one point.
What?
Sean Dunston?
Sean went after.
Well,
yeah.
Okay.
He needed it was just like Dusty. Back taxes, had to take a job. took one with the Cardinals for a little while. Right. Sabotaged them.
Yes.
Well, I think he played the playoffs for him. Anyway, Phil Maton. We just had a long discussion about how you say his name. Phil Maton. He is a 30. He will be when opening day. He will be a 33-year-old relief pitcher.
That's young for normal.
Usually, and oddly, he's actually pitched in the last 4 years.
Yes.
Yes.
Usually, they're
Who knew you could do that? Yeah.
they're shopping for the guys who have been in traction for
Yeah.
48 months.
Well, they're rested. They're well rested.
Yes.
Phil is a very interesting pitcher in that he doesn't throw hard, but he strikes
At
hard.
all. He's in the
30%.
third percentile of fastball velocity.
Yep. Your point was interesting when you compare 25 to 24.
Yeah, because it was funny. I clicked on 25 and his baseball savant page, a lot of red, a lot of bright red. That's very good.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, let's see what 24 looks like. Oh, there's a lot less red.
Yeah.
But he's been a pretty, other than actually 24, he's kind of spotty. Now that I look at his numbers.
Well, was good with the Mets after getting traded from the Rays.
Yeah, and he was good with the Cardinals and the Rangers. His ERA went up with Texas, but like I said in the thing, reliever ERA is bullshit. He only gave up 14 hits to 23 innings and struck out 33.
Mm-hmm.
So, nobody hits his curveball.
Right.
And so his nickname, according to Baseball Reference, is it Uncle Charlie? No, that's Adam Wainwright. You can't have that one.
No.
It's lamer than that. It's Boog is going to call him this. It's spin rate.
Huh.
It's terrible.
Wow.
It's terrible. It's as bad as Jerry Merriweather.
Yeah.
But he had to have the whole story every time about why he was Jerry Merriweather.
We've kind of lost our ways when it comes to nicknames in baseball. We don't have good ones anymore, really.
I blame Mike Quaddy.
Yeah.
Because Mike Quaddy went all hockey nickname.
Right.
Everybody, A-Rod, I guess, started it. But Quaddy either just added an E sound to everybody's name, which is very hockey, right?
Yeah.
Or he went first initial, first three letters of their.
Yeah.
And, because he's such a trendsetter, it caught on.
Of course.
A lot of guys were looking for what's cool and hip. They were looking for Mike Quaddy.
Yeah. Wait,
that's why there was an entire generation of coaches that shaved their eyebrows.
Of course.
Well, that might be due to a bunch of them seeing the Pink Floyd movie The Wall in their formative years. Say that again. It was either the hockey nickname where you add a Y or
just add a Y
first
sound.
Initial, first syllable of the last name.
Yeah. So A-Rod.
Ian Happ would be I-Hap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
IHOP. Just call him
well, yeah, you had a little bit. You had a little bit of that before then, because Aramis was always A-Ram, and Derek Lee was always D. Lee. So
I think A-Rod has started that.
He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then A-Rod begat K-Rod.
Yes, that's right.
That was actually
that was
cool
weird.
One.
That was a cool one because it wasn't his name.
He didn't have a K in his name.
Yeah. That was the cool thing about it.
Yeah, his nickname was just literally a play off of A-Rod.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of nicknames are bad now. Or we just go straight initials, like PCA.
Right.
That works for him. If you have
Pete
three names.
Pete needs a better nickname than that. I mean, I guess Pete Crow is a good one. Rick Sutcliffe.
Pete Crow.
Pete Crow.
I did last few years when Jan Gomes was a Cub. I tried to get a nickname to stick for him, but
was it Gas Money?
No, that was the one that Obvious Shirts put out, and I thought that was kind of stupid.
That's the dumbest thing. That was so dumb.
The one I tried to get going for him, I thought was pretty creative because he's one of a few Brazilian players in baseball, and he is one of the better hitters among that bunch. So I called him Brazilian Wax, WHACKS.
That's a thinker.
Yep.
That is a thinker. That took me a minute.
Yeah, it's tough when you need to see it.
Yeah.
Right.
Tough to catch on. Maybe in the old players, when they used to do the players weekend thing and the guys could put nicknames on the back. Then if he put Brazilian Wax on the back, then everybody would, know. Then they get it and they could call him that all the time.
Right.
I did enjoy it. Remember Brad Boxberger?
Yeah.
He put the emojis for a box and a burger on the back. That was
yeah.
You remember what? And then Ian Happ put Hap.
Yeah.
Wow. Happer. Yeah.
Happer. Oh, way to give us some thought, Ian. What? I got a coffee empire to run. I don't have time to think of pithy nicknames.
Coffee and podcasts.
Yeah. Probably the last.
The Cubs.
The last good one is probably El Mago, I would say, at least as far as a Cub goes.
I can think of a more recent one. And he's in the news. He was in the news this week. I mean, the carjacker is right there.
Oh, right. The carjacker.
The carjacker.
that didn't really catch on though.
Didn't catch
Pour one
on?
out
Is
for
it
him.
because the player himself would have probably punched anybody that tried to call him that? Is that why? It's hard to catch on when you go, oh, hey, carjacker. Poof, you punch right in the face. I'm not calling him that again. Boy, his hands are so smooth, though. I'm gonna miss the puns, though.
This,
I mean, he
this
might come
guy's
back.
never worked a day in his life.
I guess he could still come back. Actually, I think though he's a useful backup catcher, so I would guess he's actually going to get a real job.
Yeah.
It was kind of odd that he didn't have one last year. That he was just like the Cubs' stash third catcher because,
he just signed him to a minor league deal. He probably didn't have an out clause for a little while. Kind of figured that it was, sometimes.
Well, I mean, obviously last year, no team basically said some teams have lousy backup catchers, and it really fucks them if the real catcher gets hurt. And like he had actual credentials as a backup catcher.
Yeah.
It was just odd that, so I don't think he had a good enough year that I doubt somebody's going to be like, maybe it's because, they're just uncomfortable around him.
Well,
I don't know. He spends all his time. He keeps asking where the bullpen car is. Yeah. And honestly, I'm afraid to tell him.
Right.
He'll get a major league deal probably.
Well, if you remember, like last year, right before he got called up, he actually like opted out of his minor league deal with the Iowa Cubs. And then like 2 or 3 days later is when Amaya got hurt in Cincinnati and missed damn near the rest of the year. And, luckily he wasn't signed at that point and, stuck with the Cubs the rest of the way, thankfully.
And then I made fun of the Cubs because when Amaya came back, they were just going to carry 3 catchers on a bench that was already bad. And Miguel lasted a game and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he Nordberged himself on the base in Toronto. And Reese was, Reese was on the playoff roster for God's sakes. He didn't play. Well, maybe they'll trade, when they trade Miguel Amaya this offseason, then they'll just bring Reese back.
I don't think he's got much value. Does he?
Really? What?
I like Miguel.
Yeah, I do too. I just think that they're going to have to, just given his track record, they're going to have to find, they're always going to have to like stash a real third catcher at Iowa.
Well, Carson Kelly's fine.
That dude is, the only year he didn't get hurt was the year they had to stash him on the roster because he was out of options. They didn't use him hardly at all. He made it through that season. Just don't play him.
Yeah, just don't play him.
He's
and then
fine. If you don't play him, he won't get hurt.
But
He's a nice player. I'd actually like to see him play an entire season. I think he's in my mind, he's a better player than Carson Kelly is.
Yes, he is.
And if you remember back to like going into last season, the plan was for him to be like, get more starts than Kelly would.
Yeah, they were looking at like a 60-40 split more than a 50-50 split.
Mm-hmm. Right.
3 out of every, which is good. But then Carson turned into Mike Piazza for a whole month and 8 out on that for the whole rest of the season.
Right.
Sure, he'll do that again. Are they going to Sacramento in April so he can drive in? He drove in.
Ooh, yeah.
What did we figure? He drove in like, it was like 10. No, it was like 15% of his runs in that series for the entire season.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Because he drove in like 10.
Yeah.
And he ended up with 40 every quarter. He drove in a quarter of his runs in one series.
Yep.
But Boog kept telling us how good he was because every time Boog would look up at the scoreboard, his numbers were good.
Yes,
like, Boog, have you been watching him play?
No.
Yes. This is the problem.
And I mean, what was
Navy Perez
hitting him fourth for a while?
He was fine. They kept banning him cleanup.
Yeah,
like this shit was going to happen again.
Yes.
It's like no, he needs to bat 8th. I know you got a bunch of guys that ought to bat 8th, but
even for a hitter, even for a catcher, rather, he's not a bad hitter. Like even
no.
Discounting.
But they acted like because he had that one hot stretch that he was like a middle of the order hitter.
Yeah, right, exactly. And he's not.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's like it didn't dawn on them that early in the year they were scoring a bunch of runs because the bottom of their order was good. It didn't fall off. And he was a part of that. And then they're like, well, just bat him 4th. That was Happ's fault too, because he sucked. And they had to bat him there. Everything's Ian Happ's fault.
Fucking yeah, literally.
Now, hey, did you see that Sonny Gray got traded to the Red Sox and he had to waive a no trade clause to do it?
That must have been an awkward conversation.
Do we think Ian Happ saw that and got intrigued?
I bet the Red Sox can use Ian Happ.
He gets $41 million next year to do that.
Who? Sonny Gray?
Sonny Gray. They moved.
Oh, wow.
They moved some of his money around to incentivize the trade, and he gets $31 million plus the
$10 million.
They moved. He was due 31, and they moved 10 up, so he gets it this year. And then the Cardinals had to kick in 20 total to the Red Sox to take him.
Oh, I thought it was only $5 million that they had to kick in.
Oh, I thought I read that it was 20.
Oh,
Well, we got to find out now.
yeah.
I guess from a Cubs perspective, the one thing that does do is maybe the Red Sox are now out of the Dylan Cease sweepstakes.
So the Cardinals must be going like full-blown rebuild.
Yeah, they are.
So they'll probably win 84 games. Finish a game ahead of the Cubs.
Sonny Gray. Oh, they did get $20 million. You're right.
Yeah, are you doubting me? Look,
I did.
I know my millions. His contract was changed to guarantee him $41 million, $31 million salary, and a $30 million mutual. Oh, I see. No, it's not 41. Well, it is 41 this year because his option for 27 will get bought out at the end of and they have to do it fast. He better move quick to get that money before the lockout.
Yes.
Right.
Your
Sonny, your agent's going to want to be on the phone while the ball is in the air for the last out of the World Series.
Yeah.
You're going to want to have called. And so before this comes down, make sure you transfer the money.
Yeah, that's what they did. So they changed the buyout to $10 million, and they made the 27 option a mutual option instead of club option.
Oh.
So Sonny Gray could still opt out if he wanted to.
So he made it worth it.
There you go. Hey, now we don't have to hate him anymore. He's no longer a Cardinal.
Yeah.
Well, you didn't hate him anyway because you love the Cardinals. You told us 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
They're your
Cardinals.
second favorite team.
Yes, correct.
That's right.
That you root for them. Where you've got Cardinal pajamas and you wear them and you root for them when they're playing. Not even just when they're playing the Brewers. When they're playing everybody but the Cubs.
Yeah. He's wearing Cardinals silk boxers.
Yeah, he's wearing his stubby clap.
I have
silk
the
boxers.
Over his stubby clap.
Yeah, I have Kaplan's old Cubs Pujols jersey that he got.
Pujols jersey. Yeah, money well spent.
Yeah,
exactly. You know you're making too much money when you just piss away $180 on a Pujols Cubs jersey.
Right.
You know, the most embarrassing part of that was all he had to do was have the name changed because it was an old Ronnie Cedeno jersey that he had, that he'd made. Yeah.
Oh.
And he had to change right back after he got the picture taken. He had to have his Ronnie Cedeno 5 to wear to church. So the Cardinals also need to trade Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, good luck, huh?
So they can find somebody that'll take him, even though he's bad now. And I wonder, is there some team out there that will trade for Willson Contreras?
Did you happen to see like the kind of buzz around him this past weekend, by the way, that posted on his Instagram story, just the picture of him wearing the Cubs World Series ring?
So he's coming back.
Possibly.
He's going to play left field now.
Hey, he did play left. He did play left field, previously. So
really great too. I still remember playing right field in Pittsburgh and charging in after a ball and then watching it roll all the way to the fence.
Right.
It's funny though. His value to the Cardinals in trade would have been if they'd actually let him keep catching.
Right.
But no, they had to turn him into a first baseman because, he doesn't know how to catch. He doesn't know the nuances. He caught for the Cubs.
Yeah.
They didn't teach him shit.
What's
It's very difficult to catch for the Cardinals.
Why did they even sign him in the first place?
They're morons. That's one of those. He got paid so much. It was just like when Dexter got his deal.
Yeah.
I couldn't even be mad.
Right.
I was like, yes, absolutely. Take that money.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was. Maybe they did it to try to make Cub fans feel bad.
Maybe.
Remember, when bunch of Cardinal fans were after when they signed Chip Carey, we're like, he used to work for the Cubs. It's like, God, he's the worst fucking announcer ever. Go, God bless him. Enjoy him. I'm so glad. It's a match made in heaven.
even if you did have some affinity for Chip Caray, that was what, 20 years ago. Before
he
then?
literally was 20 years. It was literally
Right.
20 years after he left the Cubs. They're like, we got him. Oh, congratulations!
Yeah,
Nice
we
job.
If only,
really
if only,
did. Go ahead.
if only there were a book about it.
Yeah, right.
There is.
The Immortals.
Chip. Like I say, whoever wrote Great Until It Wasn't is pretty mean to Chip Caray for an entire book.
Sorry.
Why? Oh man.
I don't know. Very unfair, I thought. It's got a whole chapter on the Chip Caray terror alert system, for God's sake. I mean, even as I was like editing that book, I was like, Jesus, I hammered like every fucking day.
Dude.
Really. It's like,
Yeah.
that has to get tiresome for the readers.
Right.
Oh.
But we all hated him. So I don't think it did. He was so bad. It was
it was brutal.
oh,
It was brutal. You're right. I mean,
He deserved it.
You know, you weren't as mean to him as you were to Gordo.
No, I don't even think Gordo was in the book though. Because that
Oh,
was, well, no, he wouldn't be. Gordo was
Yeah.
kind of like, he was after that.
After 08 or after
Yeah,
04?
after
Yeah,
03. He wasn't
Yeah.
around for that. Or well, the 100 and, he was there, well, there were 100 reasons, right? So that
Yes.
So he was there in
2008.
08. Yeah.
was,
08? Yeah.
that was the one in a, when I had he got really mad at me because the header for that was 108 reasons why he wrote 100 reasons why the Cubs weren't going to win the World Series in 2008. And I made fun of it, and I wrote 100 reasons why Gordon Whitmire was a douche. And what he got really mad about was the graphic for it was a Massengill douche box with his face on it.
Yeah.
And and at a Cub convention at Shitty OK's, he was yelling at me about it, and he said something to the effect of, he's like, "You've got that on a picture of me on a look at and said I'm a douche. You know, my son could read that." And my only thought to respond when I said to him was, "You think he doesn't know?"
Right.
No. Well,
Isn't that what I said? Don't you think he doesn't already know?
The way, because the story was repeated
Did
earlier.
I misquote my own self?
You did. Yeah, I think you did. What you
That's
said
all right. There's a whole, remember this crap where Donnie was going on and on about how somebody gave Carlos Zambrano the nickname the lawnmower, and I couldn't remember, and
Yeah.
it was me, and
Yeah.
I called him that for a half a fucking season.
Yeah.
I didn't remember it. So
What you said to him was even funnier than what you just said. What you
Good.
said to him,
I'm glad
what you said was, "I'm sorry that's how he had to find out."
oh, he had to find out. That is funny. I'm glad I did that. I was funnier when I was young.
There you go.
Which
Poor
is absolutely hilarious. Like that's fun. But yeah, so it came up today. That's the only thing. That's the only reason. Because we're talking about your
So anyway, back to Phil Mayton.
Matone.
Is that who we're talking-
Mayton?
Yeah,
Mayton. God, I've
Mayton.
already. Well, he'll have, if he's like
Mayton.
every other free agent that Jed signs, he'll have catch Tommy John disease in spring training, and we'll see him after the lockout. So they have two guys in the bullpen now.
Two guys,
Jeremiah
Valencia
Estrada
and
and
Maton,
Phil
yeah.
Mayton.
They're building from the inside out.
They literally
Valencia.
or I'll call him Jeremiah Estrada again. God damn it. I think they're the same guy. Damn,
Confusing them too. Yeah.
I'd like to have both. They should have both.
Yeah, they should have both.
They
That'd be
should
nice.
have both.
Um,
Yep.
Yeah, Palencia but they everybody else is a free agent. Brad Keller is a free agent.
Yeah.
And Drew Pomerantz is a free agent, and Caleb Thielbar is a free agent.
I have a feeling they'll bring back Thiel Bar.
Is Thielbar even going to want to pitch next year? He's like 38.
Yeah, I don't know. Give him a couple.
Oh, he's a
years.
lefty.
Yeah,
he's
a
coming
lefty.
back.
Yeah, true. They do last forever, but
He had a really good year.
I don't know.
He had
I don't know
the
why
year before he
Pollard-
struggled with the Twins.
Yeah.
I think he's got Brian Dunsing potential, which is
ooh, yeah.
to me that's like
And
the
I did-
ultimate in a relief pitcher. Like the first Cubs signed him a 2-year deal. First year he was great, like
Yeah.
really good, really reliable, and the second year he was fucking terrible. And there was no difference other than the calendar turned. And he's a relief pitcher, and
Yeah.
balls that got caught the first year dropped
Exactly.
in the second year, and he was bad.
Yep. Instead of the Dunning-Kruger effect, it's going to be the Dunsing-Gaetti effect. Like when the players
Gaetti
terrible.
effect. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I remember at the time being like, really, we're going to bring him back? He's 40
Well,
years
I mean,
old.
every time.
Ed
like,
Lynch is like, look how good he was. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. He's this good now all the
Right.
time. He didn't have a hot 6 weeks, Ed.
Right.
He's great now.
Yeah.
It's rare though that a guy would leave the Cardinals and miraculously get better. He must have brought the
Well, I was going to say
Dave
Duncan.
McKay's little pill bag with him to the
Right,
Cubs.
there
Although
you go. Yeah.
Dave
clearly the Cubs had their own pill bag.
Yes.
So maybe Sammy had better stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They finally found the $80,000 from the hotel.
There you go. Yep.
Gary shows up. What's this towel? Hey, buddy. Stay away from the towels, buddy.
Stay
Here,
away
take
from the
one of these
towel.
pills. Just don't worry about the towel. Oh, man. I guess Phil Maton, on the surface, I like the signing. It feels like he could be like the replacement for Andrew Kittredge.
Yeah,
I just hope that this doesn't wind up also being the replacement for Brad Keller too.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I kind of, as soon as the year ended and Brad Keller was like, I think he wants to go be a starter again. I don't.
Well, I don't know. There was some talk that teams, like, he could market himself like a starter, but to me, that's like the most stupid baseball shit ever. Like, he's a failed starter. The Cubs gave him a new role and tweaked something. He's really good.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just let him keep him the role that he's good at?
Exactly.
Why would you? We got to make him. We're going to go back. We want him to suck again. We're going to make him a starter.
I think he's young enough that if the tweak can be maintained starting, like he'll make a lot more money. But maybe not. This season. But that's the thing.
Unless there was like this big market team that needed bullpen arms.
That's
and
right.
would actually just pay him like $8 million a year for 2 years. They paid Phil Maton $7.25 or whatever, $14.5 million for 2 years with a team option for a third and $250,000 of makeable team incentives in years 1 and 2. So it's really a $15 million deal.
Yeah.
No, that signing's fine. It's what else?
That's fine.
What else do they do? I did think it was funny though. I think it was Mooney was like, well, that's the first big relief pitcher signing since Craig Kimbrell.
Whoa.
It's like, let's not get goofy with the Phil Maton. 2 years, $14.5 million.
Right.
No, that's not. They need to be fishing in deeper water than that.
Yeah.
Don't pat him on the back for, signing a better than average pitcher for 2 years. It's not a whole lot of risk.
I was very surprised to learn that their payroll for next year is already at was it 170 or 190? Like, it's I'm like, holy crap, it's that much. After I think I read that after the Imanaga QO, but I can't believe that the team isn't better even with spending that little. Like, it's a real, like, I've been saying it, I don't know, seems like for months, but it's an indictment of Jed at how bad they are. Well, or how average they are, how mediocre they are.
Yeah.
They currently have 100 with Phil.
Yeah.
They currently have $169 million.
Oh, maybe it's the luxury tax because that includes benefits and stuff like that. That's what it was. Okay.
That's the one they really care about because, oh God, we can't pay any taxes.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Well, Shota's their second highest paid player now.
Yeah.
A savvy move there by the Cubs.
That's fine. Like, I think
I mean, you could have had him for 15 or for 19.
For 19. But now you have him for 20.
It's better to, well, we only went for a year.
Well, it's 57, really. It's not 19.
Well, I think the big roadblock for them is if they picked up the option, it would have gave him a no trade clause at that point. And, they wanted more flexibility, I think.
I just think they don't want to pay him for 3 years.
That could also be true.
And like I mentioned on the article, I think it works out in that for Shota, if there is a work stoppage, he's unencumbered and he can go sign in the
go to Japan
Japanese League. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, and I was telling you that I hadn't even thought of that until Harold Reynolds mentioned it and I'm like, Jesus, Harold Reynolds thought of this and I didn't. And as you pointed out, some producer told Harold, but Harold actually got it right. Usually, you can tell he gets that stuff wrong. Well, he can go play American Legion ball next year then. No, Harold, Japan. He's from Japan. He's from where?
Right.
Has he ever been to Boston Market? Does he like to hug Harold?
God, he's so bad.
Yeah, so good.
I don't know if they've ranked these guys. Maybe it's by service time. I think it's by service time because I was like, oh, Matt Shaw's the 37th highest paid Cub. Well, that's not right. That must be.
Oh, he might be.
They still have spots.
I mean, yeah, he's
on their 40.
He's not at a point where he's making any real money yet. Like, is that even counting as like his signing bonus from being a first round
minimum.
pick?
Well, that doesn't even count. His minimum is what that's what his salary will be next year, $760 or whatever it is.
Yeah, he didn't get any of that. Did he get some phony bonus money, or was that just Pete?
Phony bonus money? What do you mean?
So there's at the end of the year.
Oh, that
player
yes.
arbitration. Maybe it's only for arbitration eligible players. Yeah,
no,
it
it's
is.
pre-arb.
Okay.
No, it's
Pre-arb. Okay.
Yeah,
Michael Bush, Pete Crow.
Yeah.
And who else got money? Oh, Kate Horton.
This year?
Yep.
Yeah, because I saw all I saw.
They all
was
got a little cash, and Pete and Cade get more money in their bonus than they made on their contracts last year. So they doubled their salary.
Hey, good for them.
Pete got $1.2 million. Cade got $858,000. Michael Bush got $483,000, and Matt Shaw got a podcast subscription.
Ha!
Well, that'll make him happy though, because that'll be fine. Yeah, his WAR wasn't high enough. He didn't qualify.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Because Cade also got his full year of service time.
Yeah, for finishing.
Yeah,
finishing second in Rookie of the Year. Yeah.
Oh,
he should have won, man.
Nice, good for him.
I'm still mad he didn't win.
Yeah, it's weird.
Ruined the whole season. Ruined the whole season for me.
I don't know if we talked about this last time we recorded, because that was like right on the heels of Rookie of the Year being announced. But did you see that someone did give Matt Shaw a vote, but left Cade Horton off their ballot entirely?
Yeah, I remember that.
Was it Bruce?
I don't think it was Bruce.
Bruce
from Maryland.
Somebody sent me. Sorry, he knew him, and I knew him in college.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna vote for Matt. He's gritty. I gotta look it up. Somebody sent me a screen cap of Bruce getting very confused about there was a he apparently was on Mully and Huh, and Huh was upset that the Cubs don't seem to want to spend any money, which every once in a while David Huh is actually right. Yep. And somebody had tweeted this, and then this guy whose handle was like Kep something had basically kind of defended Bruce, and Bruce replied as though it was Dave Kaplan, and was like so excited that Cap was backing him up.
Oh.
Somebody sent me a screen cap of that, and said, poor Bruce, he's confused again.
Oh, Bruce.
According to The Athletic, and
okay,
they know everything because I know I used to work there. Cubs are very interested in Mets reliever Ryan Helsley.
Oh, good.
They are one of 15 teams, which means they're not going to get him. But in the article where they're
all the former Cardinals you can.
Yeah. Carter Hawkins had this. This is Carter's way of reassuring you, the Cub fan, that him and Jed are on the case. He wrote, "We're not going to rest on our laurels."
What laurels?
What laurels? We didn't win shit last year. You won literally nothing last year. You don't have any laurels. You should have been embarrassed by it, because basically what they were saying is, this was the article about how they have declared the Kyle Tucker trade was a complete success. Well, no, you didn't win anything with him, and now you don't want to bring him back. So it wasn't a success. It was fine. Like, the effort was good, but it was always dumb to me that you were going to do that and with no plan and no intent of keeping him.
Yeah, it would have been.
But when you don't win anything, you don't get to declare that a success. Then, at the very least, it's neutral.
It was a success in that it provided me hope and a really fun couple of months of the summer.
Yeah, I mean, it's Bart throwing the cake away that says at least you tried.
Yeah,
right.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
We're not going to rest on our laurels. We'll be active for sure.
Okay.
And there's a lot of different ways to make your team better for both the present and in the future. He's always thinking about the 2032 Cubs.
Exactly. Yeah.
What's
that one? The Tucker deal was one of the quicker ways. You can't do that year over year and remain healthy as an organization. Well, you actually could if you traded for the player and then kept the player.
Right. And then kept it right. if you
That's how that
sign
would
the
work,
player,
Carter.
then that's exactly what happens.
Yeah. Then you can make less of those trades because you'll have more
That's
good
right.
players.
You would have actually filled a spot for
Right,
like
right.
8 years.
Now you don't
You had
have
to
to
worry
wait
about
multi-
that one.
Right.
And you could argue then that would allow you to actually incorporate more of your young players into the team because you've got
Yes.
you've got a lineup pillar in
Yeah,
right field to make
yes.
it
Right.
easier to work like Owen Casey into left.
Yeah.
But instead, he's going to be gone, and Casey and Alcantara are just going to be floundering around in the outfield, getting
But
blamed for
Andy-
the Cubs not scoring any runs.
But think at the fulfillment that we get from knowing that their books are so clean in 2027.
Oh,
like
when I have trouble sleeping at night, that's
Yeah.
all I concentrate on that. Like,
I meditate on that. Like that's
they've only committed $26 million
Yeah.
in 2027.
Yeah.
And then I fall right asleep.
Yeah.
Contentment washes over me.
Yeah. Yep.
And I fall asleep.
It's tranquility.
Yeah. And then I wake up and I'm soaking wet, and it's not for a good reason. It's because I'm pissed off. But yeah, good old Carter. I would like to see them. Why wouldn't they go get a closer?
What's that? Just
Like,
there's
There's some available. Go get one, and then you could have then Palencia,
yeah.
and those are guys are your setups. And let's get when the Cubs get to the 7th. Let's consider this thing over.
Yeah,
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, that would be nice.
Would Helsley? I mean, he didn't close for the Mets last year because that was Diaz. But like, is he the best one on the market at this point?
No, Edwin Diaz is on the market.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Diaz
forgot about
himself is
Edwin
on the
Diaz
market.
also being there. Okay.
Yeah.
We also have Robert
Wow.
Suarez too.
Yeah.
If you like him. Yeah, Helsley's not. That's why the Cubs
Right.
are interested. He's like the 4th or 5th guy. That's why they're after him.
Mhm.
There
He's
you
not
go.
Devin Williams, and he's not Robert Suarez, and he's not
Okay. Yeah.
Diaz.
Yeah.
How
Yeah,
would
that's
we
where
feel
Jed-
about Devin Williams though? Because I mean, reunion with Craig, he's had some shaky years in the past few. But
Well, he was hurt,
like-
and then he came back, and he was a little bit off, and then they traded him to the Yankees, and he really kind of fell off a cliff. I haven't done a deep dive. Like I don't know what his baseball savant looks like, but I'd be all for getting him. I mean, if the pitch stab is worth a shit, and they can't bring Devin Williams back to being really good, then
Yeah, I think there's. I
It's not
think he's
$30.
he's going to get a real contract.
Yeah.
Like somebody's going to sign him to close. I think.
all right, well that takes him out of the running.
So
for the Cubs, then.
that'll take the Cubs out of it. They have to actually spend real money for him. Oh
But they
no,
keep-
we can't spend
It's
what a guy's worth.
Phil Maton might be.
Nathan.
I mean that might be the highest priced one. They might sign a couple other guys. They will sign a couple other guys. But
Well, they have to.
like-
they got to fill they got a whole bullpen of stock.
yeah, they're learning. Andy, you keep saying this. They're learning the wrong lessons from reclamation projects and from things when they go well. Like the lesson they're going to learn from Brad Keller isn't to just sign Brad Keller.
Yeah, keep Brad Keller.
Right.
It works.
It's that.
He's good.
It's that
Keep
they
him.
can grab somebody else off the scrap heap.
Yeah.
Like
Well, they just
Carter talking about not being able to do that type of trade year over year, right? That's bad. Like you can't do that. But somehow they still believe probably
Yeah.
that they can just recycle old
Yeah.
parts or and get a bullpen year after year after year.
but it comes out of the same motivation, which is
Yes.
to not pay anybody.
Yes.
Like they don't want to pay for past bullpen performance, although they did with the first guy they signed.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
typically what they want to do is they want to identify somebody that they can sign for cheap and then get
Yes.
better than average results out of him. And that's all well and good, except they've been very spotty at doing it. Like they did a pretty good job in 22. It didn't matter because they sucked, but they had like David
Right.
Robertson
Yep.
and I forget there were a couple. They
Michael
did, and
Givens,
they
yeah.
flipped some of those guys. Yeah. And then they didn't do it right in 23 and 24, and their
Right.
bullpens were bad, and it blew a
Right.
bunch of games, and they ended up
Yeah.
missing the playoffs.
Yep.
And then they did a pretty good job last year, but still, like Presley didn't work, and he was a disaster. And
Yep.
Morgan they didn't get anything out of him, even though they
Right.
traded like a real prospect for him. And their bullpen was so well stocked that they had to go
Yeah.
get 3 guys at the deadline
Yep.
to try
Yep.
to shore it up.
Yeah.
So I don't understand where this confidence comes from that, oh, we're good at this. We just
Yeah.
know how to do this.
Right.
It's like, it's basically your past performances, you're flipping a coin.
Right.
And when you flip it and it comes up the wrong way, you basically tanked your season before it gets started because teams have to rely on bullpens more than they ever have. And if yours is leaky, you just lose a bunch of games and then you're screwed.
And it's not just the bullpen. They're trying to do the same thing in the rotation. Right. I mean, they signed Matt Boyd to the 2-year deal. Like, we hope Tyone stays healthy, but it's like, it's not, instead of signing Tyone, that could have very easily, I don't remember who was a free agent. This would have been 3 years ago, right? I don't know who else would have been available, but you spend the extra $50-60 million to get somebody who's good.
Right. Well, like a good example is even if so next year they're going to pay Shota and Tyon $38 million.
Yeah. Garrett Cole.
Wouldn't you be better off going and getting a stud pitcher and then having Jackson Wiggins or somebody pitch in the other spot? So when you get to the playoffs, you have the big horse to like load up and go with. But they just Jed shops at the bargain bin, but it's not even the bargain bin. I always go back to Sam Miller talking about how the Cubs do free agency completely wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
They overpay for mediocrity because they feel like there's some certainty there. And they don't have to extend themselves. But you end up with mostly mediocre players then, who you're overpaying.
Yeah.
But
and
instead
at the end of the year,
of
you look at $170 million payroll and you're like, wait, what do we have for that? Like, what do the Cubs have?
It gets that way because you have Dansby Swanson.
Yep.
Shota Imanaga, Ian Happ, Jamison Tyon.
Yep.
Those are 4 of your 5 highest paid players. Seiya's the other one, and he falls into that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, I really like Seiya, but we see it every year. He goes through these long stretches where Seiya's bad. And you're like,
damn near the entire second
instead
half
of all
last
those
year.
guys, instead of all those guys, you just have Shohei Ohtani. And then, you could still get somebody else.
Yeah. I mean, you could just argue that structurally they do this wrong. Like, it would be smarter to have like 2 or 3 like great players you're spending a shitload of money on, and then try to fill in around them. The Cubs sign the kind of players that you fill in around a star without the star. And last year was their one attempt to go get a star and see if it worked. And when he was healthy, they were really good. It worked. And the lesson they learned was, well, we don't need to do that again. Why?
You're right. Right. Just sign the star. Right. And it goes back to this sort of idea that I keep talking about. The front office isn't good enough to be spending $200 million a year. And yet $200 million a year is not nearly enough to be spending.
Right.
For if you're the Cubs. And even if they go out and even if they go out in a trade and get, a pitcher, they're not going to cough up for Tarek Skubal.
No.
Right. But maybe they get Mackenzie Gore. He's not bad. Or Edward Cabrera, who's not bad.
That would be a much better expenditure of capital.
Yes.
Both money and prospects than continually trying to find the next Matt Boyd and Jamison Tyon.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Because we all really like Matt Boyd. He had a really nice year. The odds that he's worth a shit next year are not great.
Yep.
For a lot of reasons. And mostly it's because for the last 6 years, he's mostly been hurt.
Yep.
And it's very likely it will happen again next year.
Yeah.
And the Cubs, to their credit, mitigate. Like, that's why they signed him to the deal they signed him for. Is that it's like, well, we got him for 2 years. He might be good for 1. Well, you've already had the 1 year he was good. And so what are you doing then to guard against him getting nothing? You're doing nothing.
Right.
You're just going to, well, maybe it won't happen. Well, fun. That's a fun way to do it. I mean, we've talked about it before, which is if you're the Ricketts, none of this should make you happy, right? You are to win. How many games did they win last year?
92.
92. They won 92 games. Okay. You should be able to win that many games by spending less money. If that's your goal, is to only win that many games.
Right.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to spend this much money.
Yep.
And then as a fan, the frustration is they have a lot more money than this.
Yep.
They should be spending a lot more than this to make sure that they're the best team in the division and with a real chance to win in the playoffs, and they won't do it. But they're in this weird, like, unhappy medium where they spend too much for the results they get, and then they don't spend enough for the results that they should be trying to get.
Yep.
And they do it year after year after year, and we're supposed to just think it's the greatest thing ever.
And like I said, like I kind of feel like what they're doing is they're just spending just enough to keep fans coming to the ballpark and spending money at the ballpark, right? They don't understand that, like, you risk a little bit more and the World Series path, which is sort of different. I feel like, and sorry, this might be a little labored, which is sort of a little different than what the Blackhawks are doing, because the Blackhawks are only like 24th or 25th in the NHL in attendance this year. And I sort of feel, I meant to look it up, I sort of feel like it's the same story from the last couple of years. But they understand that what they're building, if they eventually build to a Stanley Cup champion or a real Stanley Cup contender, the rewards are so huge for them that it's worth this little bit of a risk and attendance being down. And attendance being down is also then supported by their payroll being down. So it's not the end of the world, but they understand that, what they're building towards. Whereas the Cubs are just like, we just want to be mediocre enough to get enough fans in where we can't go below a certain number, but like we also don't want 81 sellouts because then we're spending too much money.
Right. And we were told that once they start their own TV network, then they have added incentive to win because they've got to get ratings so they can charge more. And they don't give a shit about that. Clearly, they don't care.
Well, they can charge more. It's an obsolete model that's probably 5-6 years too late.
Yeah. Which their brilliant president of business operations, Mr. Media Attorney himself had no fucking clue what was happening.
He couldn't see around the corner.
Let me ask you this now that you bring his name up. Like, if we had to rank, like, who our least favorite people within the Cubs organization are, like, it's Ricketts and Crane number 1 and number 2, but do you rank Crane possibly ahead of Ricketts? Just, he's been here longer, and he's been more annoying, and, I think the biggest reason why they're in the position they are is because of him going $500 million over budget on the renovation.
I don't think it's not. I'm indifferent toward. I hate Ricketts. I'm indifferent towards, like, Crane is just a pimple.
I think it has to still be Tom because Tom could get rid of Crane any day.
Yeah.
He clearly Crane apparently serves some kind of use there. Like he can be the he can be the bad guy. He can be whatever. Yeah. He doesn't care. He just wants a lot of money, and he's fine. Although he's apparently clueless, and he thinks he's super popular, and he thinks the players like him, and they don't.
I think I will say this. I think that I hate Judd more than Crane.
No, I'm not there.
Oh God, I can't.
This isn't entirely Jed's fault because damn near any president of baseball operations with these financial constraints, probably would be in the same place as where Jed is at right now.
He's going to have a payroll this year that's going to be at least, I would venture to guess, $100 million higher than the second highest payroll in the Central Division. It's one thing to argue that he can spend and he should be spending more money, but he's not good enough. He doesn't get the good enough results to even add the money that he's spending.
Right. He should not have. There was very little reason for them to keep him.
Right. I don't
know what the case to keep him was in their mind.
It was
because they can't be happy with, but they can't be happy with what they spend per win compared to the other teams in their division.
That's my point.
You got to remember
at
the time of that extension, I believe they were still a first place team at that point. And I think that was maybe just their sole goal was get us to this point as a first place team. But there was no
were they worried about a fan backlash if they didn't extend Jed? They really think anybody was going to give a shit if they didn't do it? They clearly did it because in their mind, he did what they told him to, which was don't go over this number and get us in the playoffs. And that leads to contempt for them even more than for him because they're grading him on a curve that they established for him. They don't expect more, and they're perfectly happy that he's doing what they're comfortable with.
Yep.
To me, it doesn't make any sense to spend that kind of money to have this team.
Yep. They might as well have $100 million. Just have a payroll like the Reds or the Brewers, and let's not pretend. But then nobody will come to the ballpark.
And how did you see the Jeff Passan reported that the Pirates and the Marlins are both under pressure from other teams to spend some money because when they go into labor negotiations, they need to be able to tell the players that every team is trying to win. And Bleacher Nation was like, well, that's going to throw a roadblock in any Sandy Alcantara trade because they just want to keep his salary. And I was like, couldn't they just trade him for somebody who actually makes money then?
Yeah.
It would actually be easier for them to get a good return would be to trade him to a team and take a bad contract and then get better prospects with him.
Yeah.
Like, that shouldn't be a roadblock. This actually should free the Marlins up to make a better trade for him.
Mm-hmm.
Because now
you
instead
get
of just, you can't pick from tier 1 of our prospects because we have to eat all this money. All of a sudden you're like, we're taking Ian Happ off your hands. So your prospects have to be better because we're taking him. Yeah, I looked at that more as if that's their real goal, is to have a higher payroll so it looks like they're trying when they go to negotiate with the players. It honestly should make a Sandy Alcantara trade more likely because they should be able to get a better return for it. And then that should interest the Cubs because they could bring Sandy in and not have to. And they wouldn't have to increase their payroll very much because they could throw a contract in.
Yeah,
that can't be Shota.
I mean, you can make
trade
the
him
case
until June, right?
Right.
You can make the case the trade the Cardinals made today with the Red Sox is kind of like that because they did send $20 million to the Red Sox in order to get
Right. This is the way the Cardinals are doing it is the way teams just do it now, mostly, which is they're not really trading players as much as they're trading a contract and then salvaging whatever they can.
Right.
But this for the Marlins would literally be trading a player to get back another player who has a bad contract or more money than their team wants to pay him and get better prospects. So instead of, like the Cardinals were able to save a shitload of money, even with kicking in the money for Sonny, the Marlins would do this trade and not try to save a bunch of money. They would try to probably be neutral with
take another contract. Yeah.
How about?
But that's the kind of deal
would they be interested in? Well, the Cubs don't have any bad contracts.
No, I mean, Ian
Jets done too good a job. They don't have anybody to trade.
No, Ian Happ is the best contract if you ask Cubs Twitter. Come on,
Dansby, how do you like Miami? Have you ever been down there? It'd be good for the humidity would be good for your hair.
It's a place you frequented when you were a Brave. Come on. You like it down there.
Yeah, it's weird not being overly excited or not looking forward to, like, even a rumor.
Yeah, I mean, they basically have said they're going to spend some money on pitching, and that's it. Their lineup's set, and we love it. God forbid.
Yeah, the same lineup.
It doesn't make they should be trying.
Playoff games scored 3 runs.
Yeah. At the very least, if this is their approach, they should be trying to extend Nico. Yeah. They should try to get a Pete Crow extension done before he really prices himself out.
I think he's already priced out, but
no, they're going to end up the guy who's going to get an extension will be Michael Busch. The oldest of them, the one who is
right.
I'd like to have a sure pay. He's likely to take a slightly below value deal per year to get a longer deal and stay in one spot. Because I mean, and honestly, I can't blame him. This is a guy that got stuck with the Dodgers, and couldn't play, and doesn't want to be. The last thing he wants is to go out on the free agent market and look around, and he's like, oh shit, now I've got to settle for some, so.
And in fact, I'm kind of surprised. But the lockout, the looming labor strife, is probably going to be the only reason why they haven't signed 5-year, $90 million contract.
Right. Yeah, I have a hunch they are completely disincentivized to work out any of these extensions.
Yeah.
We need to see what it's going to be like.
It wouldn't surprise me if Seiya was traded, but it also wouldn't surprise me if Seiya signed maybe 2-year extension.
I really hope you didn't just speak that into existence, because Seiya is probably the Cub I'd be most excited for next year with ABS coming into baseball. A lot of these bad calls that go against him, he can actually challenge now. But
I wonder if Seiya is. I wonder if he is kind of looking at it like Shota, which is, I don't want to do an extension because I want to leave the option to go home if this is going to be a fucking mess. I'll go back to Japan and play. Although I think most of these guys, that's a fallback. They want to stay. They like it here.
They do.
They make more money. There's a lot of perks.
Could Japanese players that are under contract beyond the lockout, could they not go to Japan and play during the lockout?
Hi there.
I can't imagine.
For home. How can I help you tonight?
Shoot. What was that?
That was my Gemini home. I don't know what you said.
Yes, that's right. I'm Gemini from home.
All right, thanks.
Assistant. How can I help you?
Ask her
She
what
has-
she thinks. So ask
Does
Gemini.
she have any thoughts
if-
on the Cubs?
If I know the answer, they can't. But ask Gemini if Japanese players under contract with big league teams can go play in Japan during the lockout.
Hey, Gemini. Hey, Google. Can you look up if Japanese players under contract in Major League Baseball can go to Japan in case of a labor lockout or a strike?
This is electric.
I
It's the best
cannot
part of
give
the
you
podcast.
information about players under contract with Major League Baseball because I do not have access to real-time sports contract details. However, I can tell you that Japanese professional baseball players are pushing for changes to their league's free agency policy,
Okay.
which could allow them to join
Okay,
MLB
Gemini.
sooner.
Fine.
Okay, thanks.
They are trying
Google, thank
Yeah.
you.
time they have to
Thank you,
become-
Gemini.
Google.
Now go to sleep.
Hey, Google. Google. Thanks, dude. All right. Now, I don't know. I don't know if it's connected to my Gemini because I do pay for Google Gemini. I do pay for AI.
Mm.
That's how I was
Well,
able
it
to get
seems
the
well
Sonny
worth it.
Gray. That's how I was able to get the Sonny Gray contract details so quickly.
Was it? Because I had to Google it.
Yeah, I just put it into
Yeah.
Gemini.
And they've fucked up Google. So,
and-
well, I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, it would be nice to think that they, like, what are they building on? Made the playoffs,
Yeah.
won a round. Here we go. Maybe we'll be almost as good as that this year. What?
Well,
Maybe everybody will get a little bit worse, and then we'll be
just
great.
know that they're not rusting on their laurels, and that's what's important.
That's right. They're not.
Cool.
Thank God. Carter.
That's worth about 5 wins in the standings. Thanks, guys.
All right. So I don't know why I thought of this, but I was thinking of a new rule for baseball, and I came up with
All right, let's hear it.
I came up with a new pinch runner rule that I think is a good one. And it's a thinker. So you can pinch run for any player with a player who's already in the game.
Hmm.
The only consequence is if that batter's spot comes back around while he's still on base, his runner is out. So let's say late in the game, the Cubs want, it's like the guy gets on first. Let's have Pete run here. Let's say Pete is like 6 batters away. We're gonna have Pete bat. But as the inning goes on, it ends up with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and Pete's spot comes up. Well, I guess 2 outs. But it would be better if it was 1 out because then Pete would be out at third and then would go bat. So you'd lose. You
I
would
thought you meant he was
lose.
an automatic out at home, but he has to
No.
keep running.
He'd have to go bat, but his runner Pete is now out.
Oh,
So you'd run the risk
jeez.
of, like, you could have and I guess I was thinking about this, like the how this would have benefited the Blue Jays in the World Series. They would have won the World Series. They kept in both the extra inning game and then in game 6, right? And it happened to them in 7. They always ended up with having to pinch run somebody who was faster than the guy who was replacing, but wasn't like
Yeah.
super fast.
Yeah.
And if they could have simply like picked one of if they could have picked anybody,
Yeah, like Miles.
then they would have been in
Run.
far better shape. So
Yeah.
I was thinking, but the only way to do that would be open it up so that it's anybody who, it has to be a guy who's you can either be somebody who's on the bench who hasn't played yet or somebody who's in the game.
Oh, like it can't be somebody who's been in the game and has left.
Now, if you take a guy out, you
what if
can't use him.
What if it's Shohei Ohtani?
Well, he's always in the game. So you can always
Right,
use him.
exactly.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you got to differentiate pitcher Shohei and hitter Shohei and runner Shohei.
And if he's not at the
Yeah.
game, then the game pauses until he can fly to the stadium.
Exactly. Yep. Especially if it's in Toronto too.
Yeah.
'Cause Lord, we know his
Poochie's
history
not on
there.
the screen. Everybody must be asking,
It's like,
where's
All right, we're going to use Shohei. He can't get in here till Tuesday. All right, fine.
This
Everybody have a seat. You got 3 days to wait.
this feels like a rule that do you remember I think it was 2021 was the last year that pitchers still hit. And wasn't there like a White Sox Reds game where it went to extra innings and the ghost runner on second was supposed to be the pitcher for the White Sox and Liam Hendricks, and Tony La Russa didn't know that the rule was that you could go to the next batter back to have that be the Manfred man. And so like that feels like a kind of rule that like if Tony La Russa was still managing and there were still pitchers hitting in baseball, like he would find a way to fuck that up.
Yeah, right. Because there was you didn't have to pinch run your pitcher.
Right.
You could go to the 8th, or the guy made the second to last out instead.
Right.
And Tony did not know that. But
I didn't
apparently
know
nobody did then, or did they, I don't remember how that worked. Did they eventually get it right, or did they just Liam Hendricks had to run because Tony nobody would tell.
Liam Hendricks ran the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So
Yeah.
that also
the other
means
team. Why would you tell him?
no, but I mean he's got coaches.
Oh yeah.
So it also means nobody on the White Sox either knew or would tell Grandpa that I don't know. He gets mean when he's drunk.
He's a Hall of Famer baseball person. Come on, we can't disrespect
They're probably
him.
sitting there going, well, I mean, certainly Tony knows. We must be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess Liam's got to run.
Right.
Yeah. You could do something similar with pinch hitter where you could pinch hit anybody, but if that guy's on base and his spot comes around,
Yeah.
then I think it would
runners-
be the opposite. Then batter him is out because you picked him for his hitting ability. So maybe
you could choose it. Choose between runner him being out or hitter him being out, and then you just sacrifice the out either way.
Huh.
Yeah, because I like this. I like more like convoluted discussions and the umpire having to like get on the horn and confuse everybody.
Well, they're going to do so little now. Now they don't really have to worry about balls and strikes too much. You don't have to worry about your constant replays, which is great. So now you might as well have them think about something. Keep track of something.
Um,
So you might as well.
Yeah, I mean I wonder about the ABS thing. I think for most umpires, I think what we're going to find is that they're right a lot.
Yeah.
But it's going to make like Laz Diaz.
Yeah.
Like you could envision a Laz Diaz game where like 20 pitches get overturned.
Yeah.
While he's
I don't know
umping
about
because
20.
he gets bad. Well, because you just keep it.
Yeah. Well, my
You're
issue,
saying we can get 20 wrong.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. My issue is why even bother with the challenge? Just every pitch that's close, just the challenge is instantaneous, right?
Yeah.
Like they check instant, like it's instant. So why not just do it with every pitch that's close? You don't have to do it with every pitch.
I mean, don't you think it's inevitable, right, that we at some point every pitch is just electronically balls and striked?
Yeah, I mean, if a pitch isn't
I mean,
close,
I don't know when it's going to happen. This is very baseball where they have to like,
Well,
we have to tiptoe in. Oh, we can't go to this yet. We have to see if this
right.
works, and then we'll do this. And first, the
You only-
number of challenges will go up.
like
they'll
you're
get,
only
like,
talking
5.
about 10% of
Yeah.
the pitches, probably.
Yeah.
Right? Because you're not talking like so. Just automatically, just like I'm not sure. Yep, it's a strike. I'm
Well,
not
yeah.
sure it's a ball. All right.
Well,
Like,
and so they tested 2 systems. They tested this one
yeah,
with the appeals, and they tested one where the umpire just has an earpiece, and it would tell him after every pitch whether it was ball or
Yeah.
strike. And he signaled it, so we knew. That literally every pitch was just being.
well, it's that you don't need every pitch because right, batter swings. You obviously don't need it. If it's obviously a ball or a strike, you don't really need. Right, if it's a pitch down the middle, you don't need it. So there's a lot.
Right, but supposedly
That
this would
out.
speed things along because
Yeah.
there was no challenge. It was just instantaneous.
That's what I mean. Why challenge?
Well, wouldn't this be the system then, where the umpire just hears in his thing?
That's fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Just get it
So
right. Like, it
I would
does-
guess that we're gonna end up there inevitably.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to wait and go. And this will be an improvement.
Yeah.
It was one of those things where it worked so well in spring training that it was stupid that they didn't just use
Yes.
it.
Right.
And
And then they bring it back for the
even on
most
bases,
meaningless
why
game of the
bother with
season in
ch-
the All-Star game.
Yeah. Like why bother with challenges on the bases either? Just like if it's close, just go right to replay and get the call right.
The thing I was surprised didn't happen more. It only happened once, right? I thought more players would get tossed for on a terrible call, giving the signal to the ump.
Oh
It only happened to that one guy on the Astros. Maybe he was in the Rays against the Astros. But one player did it,
Yeah.
and he got thrown out immediately because I just thought that was going to be like the new way to just, show an ump you were pissed would be to like, you clearly fucked that one up, but it didn't happen.
I don't think players like were doing that either. Right?
There's
Like,
some assholes. Maybe if Trevor Bauer had been around,
yeah.
There you go. Yeah. He'd be the
he'd
one.
have done it every game.
Every pitch. So pinch runner with somebody who's already in the game, but if he comes up to bat, he's automatically out.
The runner's out. To me,
Or the
even
runner's out,
further
right.
disadvantage you. You
Yeah.
lose a guy who's already on base.
Yeah.
and he's gonna go.
Yeah.
He's gonna bat instead. It's dumb. There's no reason for it, but I like the
Well,
idea.
it goes back.
I like where your
think
head's
that
at with there.
you've got your original thing of like, if it's cool, it stays in, right?
How about this? How about a less version? How about in extra innings during the regular season, you can pick whatever player is the runner at second base.
Yeah, because
It's
why
not
bother
just-
having somebody who's in the game already? Who cares?
Huh?
What difference does it make if he's already in the game? Is that what you're saying?
It doesn't. I'm just saying you
Right.
can, instead of being stuck with whoever made the last out,
Mhm.
you could just pick your fastest dude and put him at second.
Right.
If the idea is to score and get out of there,
Yeah.
because clearly that's what they're. They basically treat them like draws now. It's like might as well go to penalty kicks and let's just go home.
Penalty kicks. You play kickball.
Maybe we could do the home run derby tiebreaker like they did in the All-Star game.
Oh, there you go.
That would take
Perfect.
too long.
You did. That was cool. That was
That
fun
was cool.
that it actually happened. But that's the only time it's ever happened.
Yeah.
in the All-Star.
So it would just take, like, then hockey makes sense because, I mean, it still doesn't make sense. It's stupid. But like in hockey, it's cool because
Shootout.
it's just boom right away.
Yeah.
Like in baseball, you have to set up the cage and ball.
I
They didn't.
similarly I did
Yes,
like
they
the
didn't use a
rule
cage.
in
Oh,
They
they
just
went up there and pitched.
sent a batting practice pitcher to the mound and they got after it.
right.
Let him use metal bats.
They had the screen. He had the screen, but there
Yeah,
was
that's what I
no. They
mean,
didn't put the
the screen.
cage up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't take. How long does that take? They wheel
Well.
that thing out with a bucket of balls and go get them.
You know,
Actually, I
that
don't
whole
think they had a
thing-
bucket of balls because there were only like
3 pitches to each.
yeah.
Right. As cool as that was, like, you know, and obviously we all love Kyle Schwarber, but you know, the fact that like some of the starters had like just left the game entirely, like it would have been cool to see like
Well,
Aaron
that's how you ended up with
Judge
Jonathan
take-
Aranda
Right.
Right.
because everybody was gone.
Yeah. Aaron Judge was
Yeah.
on an airplane.
Right.
I mean, don't you think the way to do it would be the managers have to pick the players before the game?
Right.
And then the only way you change is if somebody's hurt to basically shame the player into staying.
Well,
Because they just left because they're like, oh, I'm done. I'm going home.
yeah. I mean,
Right.
It's like, you can't stick around for one baseball game. Just
Like,
go
beat the
hang out in the
traffic.
clubhouse,
Seriously.
for fuck's sakes. It's,
Maybe there was only one flight out.
yeah.
Never mind. I forgot I was about to say something. I totally
Yeah.
lost it.
Well, is there still the one rule in the All-Star game where like one of the players you take out, like
Oh.
you can have him back in the game, right?
I know
Remember
you
that
can bring.
being-
I know you can bring the catcher back
The catcher back. Okay.
if you're.
And
if
extra
you're
innings or in the
if
All-Star
you
game?
need to, you can bring a catcher you've subbed out can come back
I got you.
In the
Um,
All-Star game?
in the All-Star game.
Okay.
Yeah. And it may be you might be right that you can just bring anybody back, but I know that you can. I know the catcher can re-enter
Yeah.
in case the guy
That-
gets hurt or
What
which
they
makes
should
sense.
do is they should play extra innings in games, like in regular games, not just All-Star games. Like every inning is one fewer fielder. So like, like the 12th inning would just have like 6 fielders.
Cubs would have a huge advantage with Pete.
Yeah.
He plays the whole
yeah.
outfield anyway.
Yeah.
What does
Right.
that matter?
Hmm.
But you've got one 4-time Gold Glove winner, so you
Right.
have to keep Happ. in.
Now-
So tough.
Now I'm
Happ
thinking to
would be
myself,
Happ
if
would be your
this-
last player.
6, 7.
Well, no, I was thinking to myself, like, how soon would you take Happ out? Because like that would really like prove if he's really worthy of all those Gold Gloves. Is like how
Well,
quick
yeah,
do
I
you
mean
take
the
him out?
reality is you want one of your corner outfielders would be the first guy to go.
Yeah, he'd be the first guy to
Right.
go.
So it would be kind of embarrassing for him. He would always
Yeah.
be the first guy off the field because you just play with 2 outfielders and maybe have Nico play extra deep at second. You'd have to be
Center,
willing to
yeah.
loosen up the rules about where the infielders can line up for that.
Oh, yeah, that's a good
because
point.
You got to be able
Right,
to cover a little
Yeah.
more grass.
That's a good point.
But yeah, it would be left field would be the first guy you take out. Then you'd probably ditch an infielder and try to cover it with 3.
Yeah.
right?
But
I would just take the catcher out and just let every pitch hit the ump.
Yeah. Right in the nuts.
If I'm an
That'd
up,
be
every pitch is a
fantastic.
ball. Then
Yeah,
Ball,
right.
ball. We
No.
haven't even thrown it yet. It's a
Hey.
ball. Trust me, it's gonna
Yeah.
be a ball.
Ball
Screw
3 on
you.
Chris Guccione. Yeah.
Ball 6. Oh, I'm so swollen.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, they should do that. Baseball's boring. We gotta fix it.
There we go.
And we had
Rob
a
Manfred,
terrible
hire
World
us.
Series. The World Series was terrible. Nobody liked it.
So
Quality of
boring.
baseball was terrible. The games were
Yes.
compelling. Let's fix everything.
Yes, fix everything.
Pat, I agree.
Yep. All right. Oh, let's see. Would you want to talk about because this is the kind of trade we need more of. Which is the
yeah, that's
Brandon Nimmo, Marcus
Yeah.
Semien trade, which is two guys who both teams I'm sure feel are overpaid, but the Mets need infield help, and the Rangers needed an outfielder, especially since Evan Carter has just decided he's bad now.
Yeah.
Amazing. That guy was so good. Now it's like,
And why Langford's constantly hurt. Like, the hope is that they're still okay next
Yeah.
to the butt.
But one of the things this clearly does for the Mets is it frees up an outfield spot for either Kyle Tucker or Cody Bellinger, and they've been linked to both.
Yeah.
Funny how they managed to open a spot while not having to like cut their payroll by $30 million to do it, like other teams would. They were just like, nah, fuck it, that's fine.
Yeah.
We just need a spot. We need a place for the guy to play. That's the most important thing.
To be fair, yeah. So they're increasing their payroll this year, but they're cutting in the long term because Nimmo's got an extra year or two left.
Well,
Makes
no,
more
Nimmo
money.
was signed like very long, I want to say.
Yeah, 8 years, 162 million. But it was 3 years ago, so he's got 5 years left. Whereas Semien
Yikes.
has 3 years
2?
left.
3 years left.
Whatever number, 75 million or whatever it is.
But it remains, if the Cubs did on a trade like that, they would have to wait 3
Yes.
years
Yes.
then to add a player.
Yes.
They
Yes.
wouldn't do it
Oh, no.
and then
Just-
immediately add one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Mets would look at it as, all right, if we sign Tucker 3 years from now, we got $25 million less on our payroll because Semien's gone.
Yep.
So whatever we're playing Tucker, we're that much farther ahead. I'll be really interested in like what happens to Pete Alonso.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah.
I
I think he's going back to the Mets probably.
I don't know that I can't imagine there's a big market, which is weird considering he's a very productive player,
He's good. Yeah.
but he's not
He's
not a great player,
Right.
but he's a
No.
really good player. I mean, he's
Right.
going to hit you 40 homers, and he's like not. He looks like he'd be a disaster at first, and he's not.
He's pretty bad.
right.
He's had.
No, I think his Ian Happ numbers are good.
Okay.
right?
Is he in
You,
half
you
numbers?
gotta you gotta consider though, like every fielding metric with first baseman is all based on like balls that get hit to them and not like actual like balls that they scoop. Like Anthony Rizzo
Oh,
got
no.
dinged for that. For
Actually,
years,
no.
so.
Fielding run value, he was an 8. He's 8 percentile. So I guess he's bad.
Oh yeah. No, he's
Never
not.
mind. He's bad.
Yeah.
Well,
But that's not the point. Like, he's a 45 home run hitter. You worry about how he ages. He's a little bit. He probably could have been, if he was a free agent a year earlier than he was, then I think he gets a better contract. But he'll probably have to settle for 3 or 4 years, and I don't know where he
yeah,
goes.
I mean, other than the Mets, it's hard to find a spot
especially this offseason.
the
right,
Orioles.
for him.
Did the Orioles decide to spend money?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, maybe the Giants, but then that locks Devers into being their DH. They don't really have a position for him
Right,
then. I think
right.
they'd like to play. Well, actually, the Giants wouldn't do it because
They've got
they've
that
got
kid.
they've
Bryce
got their
Eldridge.
yeah, bro, they're 6'8".
Yeah.
They got their Dave Kingman in waiting.
Nah.
Although apparently, I don't think Bryce is mailing dead rats to
Yeah.
sports writers. But
Yeah.
yeah, so the Giants probably aren't even in. Yeah, it gets really because there's only so many teams that will spend, and if
Yeah.
that team isn't either willing to tie up their DH spot for the next 5 years or doesn't have a first baseman, there's no fit for Pete there.
It'd be pretty hilarious if he wound up with the
Right.
Pirates.
Pete.
Well, it's funny
Pete-
because the Pirates or the Marlins.
Yeah,
both of
they
them
both
like fine. I
could
guess
use
we got to
them.
spend money.
There we
If
go.
he's the-
We may have found
If
a
he's
spot
the
for him.
Marlins, then the guarantee is that they will not give him a no trade, and they'll trade him. And he'll
As
be
soon
gone
as
in
they
a
could,
year.
right?
Just
Right.
like they have with every other player they've
Yeah.
ever signed.
Yes.
Is immediately held him for a year, made a big deal of it, and then traded him. But yeah, but why wouldn't the Pirates get? They don't
Why
have a
wouldn't the
first
Pirates sign
baseman,
him? Right.
Right.
and they got nothing but money.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. We just found a spot for him. Pete's going to
Yeah.
go
to
to
the
play
Pirates.
first base for the Pirates.
And
then Ian Happ's going to play left field for them after they trade for him.
Oh,
Yep.
fantastic.
There you go. They got themselves a Major League roster.
Shoot.
Oh, they might win the division.
I was going to say, they might be chasing down the Cubs if they had that.
Yeah.
Man.
I mean,
Pete feels like if you make some kind of commitment to him, he's got like Chris Davis, like Orioles Chris Davis written all over him.
Who does? Pete Alonso?
Pete Alonso.
Yeah.
You said Pete, and all of a sudden my mind went. I know we were talking about Alonso. Yeah.
No, not
that's Pete. That's Pete Crow. That's
yeah,
Pete.
that's right.
Right.
That's right. What the hell are you saying? What are you saying to me right now?
I don't know. Wasn't though Davis like for all the homers? Weren't his other numbers?
Yeah, it was. It's not. Pete Alonso's a better player.
Like troubling, and Pete had like an 871 OPS last year. Like he brought his on base average up. Like he was better. He was a better hitter last year.
Yeah, he's a fine hitter. He hits the ball. Like he's a good hitter.
But yeah, that Chris Davis contract was a disaster.
Yeah, it happens.
Right.
Chris Davis, Orioles.
8/162.
7/161.
Oh.
I think 162 was what Nemo got.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. Like the
that.
year, his numbers look no. Okay. Here were his on base averages: 331, 284, 279, 305, 296, 310, 326, 370.
Yeah.
And then he signed the big contract. His OPS was 880, then 726, 571, 707, 704, 708, 827, 1004. And then he got the big deal.
The late aughts? When was that?
Yeah.
13. 2013 was his 53 homer year.
Yeah.
2013. So it was before. So all of that was the early 10s, late aughts or early 10s.
Yeah.
All right.
And he really he hadn't been a full-time player until 2012.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And he was pretty good that year. 270, 326, 501 with 827. And then he had the huge year in 13. And then the Orioles gave him a bunch of money. And he did hit in 2015. He had 47 homers and drove in 117 runs. That was a pretty good year. That was a really good year, actually. And then he fell off a cliff. He led 219 strikeouts in 2016.
Oof.
He just didn't have the walks.
Like
he would never get that contract this year. Pete Alonso has a much closer walk percentage to strikeout percentage.
Yeah. Pete's floor is a lot higher.
Yeah.
So he's a better bet if you need a power bat.
Yeah. You know what? I think I know we're just kidding around about it, but it does make sense for the Pirates.
It does.
They don't have a first base. Who do they got?
Right. Spencer Horwitz, I think, played the most.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Connor Joe gets placed in first base.
Oh, I thought you were going to bring up the guy that got Javi in the rundown.
Oh, yeah.
Who?
I mean, none of them are Randall Simon.
No, they haven't really had a first baseman since they traded Randall to the Cubs.
Yeah, it was the curse of Randall Simon.
Hey, the biggest hit they had by a Pirates first baseman was Sean Rodriguez in the wild card game. Off that Gatorade cooler.
Yeah.
Sean Rodriguez still the only position player to start a playoff game and not get an at bat.
Ha!
Crazy.
He got pinch hit for by Pedro Alvarez before in what would have been his first at bat in that wild card game.
Oh wow. Huh. Oh. You know who got non-tethered who's available is Chris Morel.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, why wouldn't you wouldn't you look at trying to make him a utility player?
Yeah. I mean, he's the problem.
Hey, that's
is
what
that,
he was originally when you called him up as a rookie.
Yeah.
So
but he's not. He's just so bad.
Why? Just because he'd be bad at every defensive position? That's what you're worried about? That's what I wrote when I saw it. Was because I love him. I mean, we love him. He's an awesome dude. It'd be fun to have him.
Yeah,
but he has the ability to throw the ball into the stands from any position on the field. Tell me another player who can do that.
Hey. Helps up the souvenirs at every game. That'll help increase the ticket prices.
Maybe.
Well,
maybe that's who you put into the pitching lab.
Yeah, he's got a big arm.
Right.
You can make a two-way player out of it. Speaking of the Orioles, which we just were, and also speaking of Phil Maton, Phil has only ever worn one number in the big league since '88, and we went down a rabbit hole about what '88 might stand for, and none of it was good. So we're gonna not do that.
Right.
But the Orioles, I'm always remember that they had an '88. Do you remember who?
Oh, I know this.
Back in the late '80s, like on that really terrible team, the '87
late '80s
Orioles. The Orioles had a utility player who wore 88. Do you know who he was? This was like
Manny
the first
Alexander.
guy. It was not Manny Alexander, although he played for those Orioles, right?
Wait,
Yeah.
maybe the guy I'm thinking of was later than that. I was thinking like 2000s.
In the late '80s, Orioles
Late
in
80s.
the late '80s.
He also wore this number for the Angels,
It wasn't Ken Singleton.
for the Toronto
Right.
Blue Jays, the
Ooh.
Indians, a lot of the
Oh.
Phil Maton teams, and the Texas Rangers.
And then his career was mainly in the late '80s.
He played from '87 to '97. He had a long
'87 to '97.
Okay.
He
Oh,
played
wow.
from '84. Actually, he's broken
So
with the Expos in '84. He wore 19 with them. He had a normal.
Oh, okay. And he was
So-
never. Well, that's pretty interesting that he wore 19 and then 88. That's interesting.
So
to
it's not-
Blackhawks.
There you go. It's
Well,
not the
it
guy
would
that
be
I
worse
was
if he
thinking of
went
because
from
I
18 to 88.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
there you go. Let's not get into that
This
more from our
was-
pre-show conversation.
So wait, all right, hold on. I got to think of this.
Oh.
It wasn't Melvin Morrow, was it?
No.
No, Melvin
That's
Morrow
it.
didn't
I
play
don't
with
know if
them.
I can give any other hints. Let's see.
I
So-
do know one number 88
he's
for the
from-
Orioles later
where's
in
he
his
from?
career.
He's from Austin, Texas.
Austin
played-
Texas. Oh,
He played his collegiate baseball at UCLA and first at
Oh.
Glendale Community College. He was drafted by the Expos in the 5th round of the 1982 draft.
Oh, wow. And he came up with the Expos, and he was always a utility player. He was never a regular.
I'm sure he was a regular. He played third, short, and some outfield. What's the most games he ever played? He played 117. It's most games he ever played in the season for the
117,
93 Angels.
Okay. And he was with the Angels.
What if I gave you his comps? Would that help?
Maybe
His number
Wallach?
one.
I don't know.
His number one comp is Alexi Amarista. Does that do anything for you? Does that help?
No.
How about Phil Gagliano? Does that help?
No.
How about Ehire Adrianza?
Oh,
No.
interesting.
Bill Pecota, number 6.
Okay.
There you go.
Hey.
Bill Pecota or Biff
Oh,
Pecota?
former Cub Doug Strange is his 7th.
Oh,
Bobby Valentine and Casey Candel are also on this list. So is
Okay.
Jeff Rebele and Skippy Roberge. Oh, we're into Skippy Roberge.
all right.
Skippy played in the 40s for the Brooklyn Dodgers. Skippy
Okay.
Roberge.
Okay.
Given name was Joseph Albert Armand Roberge.
Okay. I don't know. I think
That's not
I'm
helping you?
getting one. No. He wore 88, huh? No. Is it? I mean, it's a name that I'd know.
Maybe. I knew him.
Okay.
I remembered him from like playing video game baseball. It was
Oh.
always weird that the Orioles had a guy who was 88.
Oh, interesting. Because the only way that I would remember him is probably from baseball
Wait.
cards. If it's in the late 80s, like it could be. Like I'd probably remember him from baseball cards. Like that's the only way that I know who Ken Singleton is or John Lowenstein. Wasn't John Lowenstein? Was it? No, he was on the Angel. He would play with the
Drungo
Angels in the-
Hazewood, was it?
It was not Drungo Hazewood. Oh, that'd be a good one. All right, do we give up?
Yeah.
Rene Gonzalez.
Oh,
Do you remember Rene
I
Gonzalez?
do remember Rene Gonzalez. All right.
Mm.
I would never have guessed that he
there-
wore 88. I would never have guessed that he was from Austin, Texas.
There was another number 88 for the Orioles that you may know a little bit better.
Okay.
Was
in the
that
2000s?
Melvin Mora?
No, but similar position.
Okay.
Played there in the 2000s, and then mainly known for his time, I think, in the Cleveland and the White Sox. Sometimes went by Joey.
Oh, yeah, Albert Bell.
Oh,
He went from 8 to 88 because he couldn't get 8
Oh,
with the
yeah, yeah.
Orioles, right? And he went to the Orioles.
Right.
Oh, Cal
'cause
Cal
was
Ripken
still
wouldn't give him
there.
his
Yep.
number.
Nope.
What a jerk.
Well,
You think Albert asked?
now
Cal,
I wonder, like, was there any sort of
I don't
physical
think. I
altercation
think that
involved?
there's a non-zero chance that Albert Bell didn't know who Cal Ripken was.
Possibly.
He pulled out the gray hair. He's like, "Hey, coach,
Yeah,
I'm gonna need that number."
Coach.
What?
Hmm.
Let's see. Have the Cubs ever had anybody wear 88 before? There's not that many numbers that
I know the
nobody's
answer
worn,
to
but-
this. I looked it up.
Do you? Is it anybody?
Is there somebody?
No, nobody. He's the first
nobody.
88 in
All
Cubs
right.
history, assuming
Phil's
keeps
gonna
it,
be the
but-
first one.
Wow.
he'll be Tom Ricketts' favorite player.
Who was 88? Was there an 88 on the? No, there was no 88 on the 85 Bears, right?
Well,
Don't think so.
there probably was.
Kenny
When I think of
Marshall?
88 on the Bears, I
Or
think of
82.
Des
82.
Clark.
Yeah.
You don't think of Glenn Kozlowski?
A little
He was
before my
88?
time.
The Kaz?
He was 88?
He was 88. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Let's see. Numerical roster.
There would never be. Did they allow? And the NBA is always in high school, right? In high school basketball, you could never have anybody who had either digit on their uniform higher than a 5.
Right.
Right.
Right, because of the
refs have to
refs.
give
That way the ref could
pointing it
signal
out,
with two hands. College basketball only changed that like 2 years ago.
Oh,
And
really?
it was weird because I didn't know they did, and I was watching a game, and I'm like, "What the fuck is going on? Why do we have number
Okay.
7 running around all of a sudden?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was always interested. Yeah, because if you flash a cell, like, wait, is it 25 or 7 or 52?
Why can't I just find a roster in numerical order? Why is it this hard?
What are you
There we
looking like? Cubs numbers or?
No, I'm looking to see if there was. I don't remember a Bear wearing 88 on the 85 Bears. Looks like there wasn't one. Tim Reitman was 80.
Oh,
Silky D was 85. Willie Galt, 83. Not even that many 80s,
Yep.
really.
McKinnon was
Brad
87.
Anderson, 86. Keith Ortego, of course, 89.
Oh, yeah, yep.
The great
Who was?
punt
Wait,
returner.
what about Emery Moorhead?
87.
87. You said that. Okay.
No, I just know that.
Oh, yeah. I thought you just said
As a
that.
kid, I used to be able to literally just write out the roster.
I think so. Yeah, I feel like I was most.
There's only
of it.
40
At least
some
the
of them.
starters. I knew the starters. in
Rosters
there.
weren't that. Rosters were even smaller than they are now.
Right. Tom Thayer was 72, right? No, 75. Or Keith Van Horn.
57.
Never mind. Who was Tom
Thayer was
Thayer?
57. Yeah,
That's
Bortz
right.
was 62. Van Horn was 78. Covert was 74. Hilgenberg was 63.
So yeah. All right. Yeah.
People are like, "Wow, this is exciting." Now they're just naming numbers.
Just random numbers. All right.
But I joked about it on the recap because when the Bears have a player that I don't know they have, like all of a sudden, like DeMarco Jackson or whatever the guy's name is, at 48, I'm like, "Oh, it's Reggie Phillips."
Yeah.
When I was
So
a kid,
on
when I
the-
was a kid, my first phone number at NIU, I still remember it. It was 753-3729. It was Maurice
in the
Douglas and
dorms?
Dennis Gentry.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think it's in one of the books.
Yeah,
I remember because I was talking about how you use numbers for stuff. So our furnace filters, I remember the size because it's 16 by 25. It's a Ramos and Derrick. So I'll
Yeah.
never forget. I'll never buy the wrong size
Nice.
filter because thanks to the corner infielders of the late 2000s Cubs,
Yeah.
mid to late.
Prominently featured in Andy's new book.
All right. Well, I think when we get to doing numbers off the 80s,
Yeah, I think
it's the
that's,
end of the
that's
podcast,
about good.
So. All right.
Thanks, Andy.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Many of us have herpes.
Post-game show is brought to you by Christ, I can't find it. The hell with it.
It's fitting. It's got to be done with one of the best games of all time. Just unbelievable. I mean, got to congratulate the Dolan family.
Thank you. Sean, my podcast co-host Andy, you were his favorite player growing up.
Oh, thank you so much.
Awesome.